Arizona school board member sues after being told to please stop quoting the Bible. Heather Rooks, a member of the Peoria Unified School District Board in Arizona, has filed a federal lawsuit against her district after being advised to refrain from quoting Bible passages during board meetings. Arguing that her First Amendment rights were violated, Rooks, who has been serving the district since January of 2023, remarked that she was taken aback and disheartened, saying, quote, she never thought that would happen in America. Critics claim Rook's actions carry political undertones, particularly in meetings discussing sensitive topics. A particular point of contention was raised by the group Secular Communities for Arizona, which has accused Rooks of violating the Constitution's Establishment Clause. Their legal director, Dianne Post, stated in the lawsuit that, quote, it is coercive, embarrassing, and intimidating for citizens of a different religion or non religious citizens to display deference towards a religious sentiment which they do not believe. The unfolding legal battle will probe the fine line between personal religious expression and potential constitutional violations in official capacities. So, one of the other organizations which issued a letter against what this woman is doing is also the Freedom from Religion Foundation. So, let me provide a little more context on that. Um, in May and again in June, a staff attorney for the nonprofit group, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, or FFRF for short, sent emails to the board president requesting that the district stop board members from promoting their beliefs. The email said that failure to do so, quote, would subject the school district to unnecessary liability and potential financial strain. The board's legal counsel emailed board members in mid July stating that it would, quote, be in the best interest of the district for board members to stop quoting Bible verses because doing so violated federal and state laws and because FFRF and Secular Arizona had threatened, this is according to the email, quote, threatened to take further action, including filing a lawsuit. Um, and at which case she said that she would refrain from reciting Bible passages and added that she would have my attorneys at First Liberty Institute handle this matter. And the lawsuit, so she, because they asked her to stop doing this, she has now filed a lawsuit. And her lawsuit claims that quoting brief Bible passages without comment does not violate the First Amendment's prohibition against the establishment of religion, but instead part of the quote longstanding tradition of government officials solemnizing public occasions in this way.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, this tradition of calling upon a resource to solemnize an occasion applies to people of all religious backgrounds, not just Christians quoting the Bible. And
Mm.
they say that this
Um,
will chill her ability to speak freely.
mhm, 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 mhm. um, she says she's surprised that this is happening in the U.S. I mean, doesn't she understand? Like, this is we recognize this the U.S. to have these laws. Like, I mean, does she not understand how these laws work? I mean, do you
This is
think that
again an instance of Christians waking up and realizing that America is not
yeah.
just for them.
Oh, okay, okay, I get it. Yeah.
Like they just became entitled to Christian privilege and domination.
Mm. Do you
And
think she would
now,
support?
as more people than ever, generation upon generation, leave religion, specifically Christianity, and demand rights and demand that other people are not privileged above them, they're suddenly realizing that, like, when their entitlement is threatened,
Mm.
this is how they react.
I have a question. What is it with Christians and quoting the Bible? What does it you think it does? Like, do they know? Do they not understand that nobody appreciates it? Like, unless they're one of them. Like, it doesn't. They go around and like, oh, I'm gonna quote the Bible to you. Like, why?
This
Then why are
is
you
like
quoting?
when Muhammad Hijab was talking to Jordan Peterson and then randomly started to recite the Quran as if he was expecting Peterson to have this like
Yeah,
experience of being moved by it. And Peterson was basically like, so why did you just do that?
yeah.
You remember that?
No, yeah, 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 yeah,
It
yeah.
was so
It
funny.
was
He's like,
bizarre.
so why did you feel that was necessary?
I want to ask that question every time somebody quotes the Bible. Every Christian they come like, "Oh, let me tell you what the Bible says." Like, why are you doing this? I'm gonna memorize like a piece of literature, and I'm just gonna like quote it to you next time somebody does that to me. Who does this help? Like, you do understand? I don't agree with your religion. Like, okay, but let me read a piece of. But I think they think it has magical powers. I think they think like just it's a spell. Like you read it, and it would just like it's supposed to come and do something to our mind, and we're like, oh my God, Jesus. But it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't do that to people. How many times have you tried it? Like, it doesn't work. It doesn't have the magic powers you think it does. But like, for example, this one, why would she be? Why is she insisting on quoting the Bible in these, in a board meeting,
To
or
solemnize
wherever she
the
does that?
occasion, obviously.
So they
At a school
literally think
board
it works
meeting.
like a spell. They literally think it works like a spell. Like it has, like you read it, and regardless of what you're saying, it has magical powers and it does something to the environment. Okay, but if you
Mhm.
have that belief, do they have the same belief about like the negative effect of, I don't know, devil worshippers and them coming reciting their scripture? Because what you're defending opens the door to that. I mean, what do you
Mhm.
think this lady's policies? What do you think? Would she be for or against banning the Satanic Temple coming to school board meetings and reciting their scripture? Do you
I
think
mean,
if they
I
want
don't
to
know this
ban that?
woman personally, but I speculate that she would want to
Be in
ban that.
favor? Okay, but then she's a hypocrite. What she is defending
Oh,
opens the
shocking.
door to that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we need the Satanic Temple
Shocking.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Zayda saying we should quote the Kama Sutra. Hey, yo.
Ooh.
At a school board meeting? Hey, yo.
Okay, no, maybe not. But
Oh my
yeah, I mean, they don't
god.
let yeah, no, yeah, actually, maybe they don't let children in those board meetings. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're right. I mean, is Kama Sutra considered to be religious? I mean, a lot of people consider that to be part of Hinduism, but I don't think a lot of people consider that to be religious scripture.
Yeah. Her whole
Yeah.
idea is like, hey, she basically explained that motivation was, well, basically, I defer to the Bible to find courage. And as we face these issues in our schools and in our culture, and for the sake of our children, I want us to be filled with courage. And so it's like, that was kind of her
Well, we don't like.
idea.
We don't. What about the rest of us?
Yeah.
Like you do. You like you can't read it. Read it to yourself. You're
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, okay. You read it. It gives you courage. You read it to me. I want to puke. Okay, so why do I have to tolerate something that gives you courage? Go read it
Yeah.
before you come in the meeting. Why do I have to listen to it?
Oh, and the last thing I want to
What
say to
if I?
put a
What if I?
bow on
What
this
if?
news.
Wait, wait, wait,
Go
wait.
ahead.
What if? I mean, masturbating before the meeting during the
Oh,
meeting that gives me courage. Should I do that? Should I just like in front of everybody? Like, should I do that in front of you guys? It gives me courage.
sir, put that away.
No,
Sir,
but
this is
but
a
it gives me
Wendy's.
courage. It gives me courage before the meeting. So you all have to now witness me do it. It's the same argument.
I'm there's just
I mean, yeah.
I'm just not gonna dignify that with a response, sir.
That's my
I'm a
point,
good
though.
Christian woman.
Exactly.
Um, but to put a bow on this, I want to quote
Oh
from
wow. And,
FFRF's
uh,
co-president Anne Lori Gaylor, just to put
yeah. Okay.
something
Go
in
ahead.
context. So, because I think this is important. So Anne Lori Gaylor, met her at Celebrating Dissent, lovely woman. Um, questioned the efficacy of the suit and saying that because the district didn't even discipline this woman, there is actually no case or controversy for a lawsuit. Quote, she's suing her own school district because she disagrees with a legal opinion about the legal liability that the board is entailing if her conduct continues. Heather Rooks is basically abusing the judicial resources in order to fight a culture war. So I just think that puts things in perspective, and we can leave it at that.
Mm. Yeah.
Seth is saying we need an emoji for Susie is done with Armin's nonsense.
Yeah. And Denisha is saying, what kind of meeting are we at?
Not the right one, clearly.
Yeah.
And I love this
Yeah.
comment from Denisha. This is from the last segment, but she's saying, I stand behind General Armin riding on my unicorn. Guys, this is actually a good reminder because Atheist Republic is approaching 40,000 followers. So if you have not subscribed, you need to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We are growing the AR militia, and the AR militia has a fleet, a cavalry of unicorns, okay?
Oh, we do?
Yes,
That
we
means
do. This is official now. This is now part of our lore, okay? So if you want to join our cavalry, you have to subscribe and then you get to ride a unicorn.
Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.